Well, good afternoon and welcome to Restaurant Review. I'm your host, Bob Bockelman, as usual, and it's the, I don't even know what part of July we're in, 2009. It's been a hot June, kind of a so-so July, but the important thing is the meteorologists tell us that they're keeping those hurricanes away from us. There's some big deal, whatever it is, that's keeping a wave or whatever. Hopefully it keeps it away. And keep away from those islands because I need to go on vacation in a month. Anyway, we're here today. We have a brand new restaurant for you. They keep coming, as we said. And on our favorite Restaurant Row, Magazine Street, you know how many we've put on just since Katrina. And if you've watched the show religiously, you know it's just the whole new upcoming street of the city with regard to restaurants. As for musicians, unfortunately, we don't have a live person in the studio, but we have gone back to our friend John Earl, who's come in, and I think once before I told we used a moment of time and got about 6 or 9 of his songs, and so the director's going to pick 3 of them for us today, and if he's ready, why don't we go ahead and take a listen, and we'll catch you on the other side of John Earl.
Just make it beautiful, 'cause the words that you meant won't set me free. It's the gleam in your eyes and the curl of your lips that lets me know that words are more than simple sounds. Baby, I don't care what you think, just make it beautiful, 'cause I never understood the things you mean. It's the way you collide with the things that made me hide, that lets me know that time will one day make us proud. But a dark cloud is rising in your mind. To make me better, the promise of a cure, and that's not why I need you in my life. Baby, I don't care what you do, just make it beautiful. Inspire what I'll be. And in the middle of the night, when I'm closing every eye, that's when everything becomes so clear to me. But a dark cloud is rising in your mind. You think that you have gotta find words to make me better, the promise of a cure. And that's not why I need you in my life. Baby, I don't care what you say, just make it beautiful. Baby, I don't care what you think, just make it beautiful. Baby, I don't care what you do, just make it beautiful. And stay by me. Dark cloud has passed us by. Not a shred of doubt is in my mind. You found what made me better, every single cure, the last thing that would ever cross my mind. It was you.
That was a good friend of the show, John Earl, and he'll be back for a couple more songs later on in the show. As we said, he's not in studio, but was kind enough to tape a few for us to use when we're short of a musician. Remember, we're hurting since Katrina for musicians, so please, and I know there's a lot of musicians out there, please just give us an email. Remember, I know we don't mention our website too much, but send it to Bob, B-O-B, at rrevue.com. Bob at rrevue.com. not REVIW, REVUE, like WVUE, which we work out of, or REVUE.com, Bob, or info. And give us any names of any musicians or anything else about the show, but mainly musicians. We'd like to get some more in here for the future. Okay, we do have a great new owner of a brand new restaurant in the city, and so we want to move on to that. As we mentioned, it's on Magazine Street, Restaurant Row. The name of the restaurant is called Rum House, and we're glad to hear one of the co-owners and who designed the menu and is really the head supervisor of all the chefs there, and that is Michael BUCHERT. Michael, welcome to the show. Excuse me.
Thank you for having me.
And you go by Michael or Mike?
Michael's good.
Michael's good. Okay, good. All right, Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your partner and how you all got interested in culinary and eventually how you got interested in opening a restaurant down here. You're not natives, right?
We were born in Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, that's not native.
That's right.
Those aliens. No.
My dad's from New Orleans. Both our wives are from New Orleans, and our wives' families. Let's see. Me and Kelly, we went to high school together.
Kelly's his own.
Kelly Ponder and myself are the owners
of Rum House. Go ahead.
Yeah, we own it, and right now we operate it too. So
owners and operators. That's right. The most important thing.
So we met in high school. We also went to college together. College, we were better friends in college, but we kind of went our separate ways. I was always in the restaurant business. I always waited tables, bartended, I cooked.
Oh, okay.
I did it all pre-managed. Kelly was in sales. He was kind of a sales professional. But we both kind of had this urge to work for ourselves. And
that sounds like a dynamic duo with regard to the backgrounds.
That's right.
So how'd you come up with the concept of the restaurant? 'Cause it's Caribbean and mainly kind of Jamaican as probably the most inspiration, I would think.
Yeah, Jamaica has the most, I guess, influence on the restaurant. We get most of our music from there. We also get a lot of the flavors from there. In college, I used to wait tables at a fine dining restaurant in Baton Rouge, and I always kind of had this dream to, I just wanted to, I'd always talk to a guy that worked there, and we always wanted to do I loved tacos. That was always my thing. So I wanted to do specialty tacos, serve Red Stripe beer only, and then play only Bob Marley music. And it was supposed to be a hole in the wall, and it was going to be right next to campus. And sorry about that. But
oh, well. All right.
So that was
but
the
I'm
main.
glad you expanded beyond that because I mean there's a niche for that, but I think here in New Orleans you got to appeal to a little bit more people than just
So it's developed a lot over the years. I've picked up certain things along the way, just traveling, different flavors, or whether I worked at a place or if I go to another restaurant or if I see it on TV, I'd always try to make it at home. And so a lot of the flavors we have on our menu came from stuff that inspired me to try to recreate it.
I call it the Margaritaville of Jamaica. So I mean, it's very sanitized, but at the same time, it's very authentic on a lot of its movement. Some of the real people who've been to some of our other American restaurants who've been saying it's not hot enough. Well, you can't be that. It can't be all things to all people. It's got its heat. It's got ways of doing its heat, but I think it's certainly proper for the audience that you have with regard to you as diners. Now let's go with the exact address, the corner. Where I know you're about 3 or 4 blocks off of Louisiana, and before you get to Washington on the riverside. What's the exact address?
3128 Magazine Street. And it's the corner of 9th and Magazine. It's right across from Rue de la Course. It used to be the old Pacino's.
Right. Yeah, this is. In fact, we got some pictures. We got an exterior picture, and also some interior. You go right at the corner. Yeah, this has been a lot of things in my lifetime. Way back for those who remember. This actually was an auction house, a secondary Neil's annex of the Neil auction house that was on Louisiana. But more recently, it was right before this, I think, Puccini's Coffee House, and before that, it was the London House or something like that coffee house.
I think it was Pacino's, then Rue de la Course.
Rue de la Course, but before that, it was this other one called the London House, which didn't last long. London something. So it's been a lot of things, but it's a great space, and you've done a lot with it, certainly livening it up, because the outside is traditional New Orleans, but the inside, you've got a great look with regard to the color, some wonderful paintings and murals. There's the bar, and you can see just great. You can eat and drink at the bar, of course. You've got some paintings on there, true Michelopolis, but that kind of look. But my favorite is this mural. Tell us a little bit about the mural real quick before we get off of that.
That mural, we kind of outsourced. We wanted some murals made, and we were going to display some people's artwork for it. So we worked with a couple local artists. That is Emery Nolan.
Okay.
He has a lot of work that's more New Orleans jazz type, a lot of darker colors, and we kind of we asked him to kind of work out of his comfort zone, and he came up with some great stuff. He did that one, which we really like, and then he also did the mural behind the bar.
Behind the bar. Well, this one is real. Of course, the small screen doesn't really do justification to its size, but it must be at least 7 feet tall,
I'm pretty sure it's 8 by 8.
8 by 8, so you can imagine how big. Really well done. So that's really a great, just breaks up that whole back wall, really brings it into it. Now, you've got a wonderful thing, as you notice, when we're outside, you've got some tables on Magazine Street. There's also some Adirondack chairs on that side street. If you're waiting or just drinking, there you go, real colorful. And then let's see, inside, besides the bar, how many tables or how many people do you seat?
We have 21 inside tables, and then we have...
and a lot of them along that long view of mirrors, so it's all got a table with a view, so that's great.
Those are the most popular ones, man. You can't...
Everybody wants to be able to... Everything has to be a view, whether it's a room, whether it's a restaurant, it's got to have a view.
Yeah,
there you go. But see those bright colors, it really is a festive kind of atmosphere to it.
Those paintings were Suzanne Saunders. She did those paintings, and she also did the mural in the hallway to the bathroom, the whole wall, which was pretty neat, and that was pretty cool. And she wants to come back and do some more. She was great.
Great. All right, now let's talk about specifics with regard to days open and days closed and times and stuff like that. For lunch and dinner, I know that.
Lunch and dinner, we open at 11 Tuesday through Sunday.
Straight through?
Straight through. We close at 10 during the weekdays, and then on Friday and Saturdays we close at 11. And on Sunday we've been closing at 9. But we've only been open one Sunday. So.
Right. So definitely the major day that you close is Monday.
We're closed on Monday.
Typical restaurant Monday. All right. And does have that stay through, which we like for us late lunches, or today, since Katrina, the early diners for the evenings. That's really good. Okay, I think we've said enough about the restaurant. Let's take a look at the food, because this is what brings the people to the restaurant. Once again, we always start with appetizer. Now, he's got, of course, your basic chips, homemade chips, and his sauce is a little different. Let's talk about that and see if we can get that picture up. No. Okay, well, we didn't have the picture of the chips. So let's go to the first real appetizer, and this is really my favorite. In fact, I told him he really should put this on top of one of his salads. It's called a mango avocado dip, and I apologize for the picture because it doesn't show as well as it should, and it's a little bit left. It has the tortilla chips sticking out of it left to the sauce. So tell us a little bit about it, but the flavor is divine, folks.
Well, what we do is we don't make it in large batches. We make it in really small batches, so it's really fresh.
That's the important thing. Anything with avocado is the freshness.
Yeah. So we actually make like we make a set. So it has everything kind of diced up, but it doesn't have the avocado out of its. It doesn't have the avocado chopped up yet. So you actually, when they make that, it only goes about 6 orders. So when you get that, it's only been made for about 20 minutes at the longest. It might just be fresh made. But what we do is we use all the fresh ingredients, and then we fold the mango into it right at the end to serve it, and then we serve it with a side of our homemade salsa. It's our griddle roasted salsa, where we roast all the vegetables on our flat top, and then we blend it up. Add a little. I guess it does have a little spice to it. It's not like a bland salsa, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's spicy.
No, it's not. It's got a little kick, but not heavy heat. So that's what's good about it.
But what's great about that dip is the mango kind of gives that little sweetness at the end to the guacamole, and it's really good. People really like it.
Yeah, and as I said, I'm dying to go in and try and scoop it and put it on one of your salads with either some shrimp or something. I think it just would be divine, especially with the summer.
Yeah, we're going to try that.
Okay,
and if you ever order it, I'll make it.
Well, I will. Next time I come, I promise. Okay, so there's a great mango avocado dip. You just really don't see those combinations too much, because mango's in a lot of the dishes, which is typical of the islands, but that is really a great combo and very refreshing. And that's what's good about this food right now, folks, is that all of it has, most of it at least, has a lot of citrus flavors, and whether they're squeezing fresh lime in it or using in it. So it definitely is going to be light for you to try, and for the summer, especially during the heat. Notice the directors put up the call signs, so don't be a stranger. Give us a call. Ask anything about the restaurant or the show, and Chef owner, Michael Bucher, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. Let's take a look at another one. Now, this one is really a fun appetizer, and I think you call them fish fingers. Is that right?
Yeah, these are these are the chips.
There's our chips. Okay, we must have put the chips out of order. I apologize for that. The important thing here is they're homemade, they're fresh, they're not greasy. They usually, every time I've been, they've been served warm, which is key, and then with the salsa. So, again, there's not too much you could say about the chip. The most important thing about it, they're not sitting there drying out, and that's the worst thing about a chip is they have it aerated and kind of, lost all its flavor. It's going to be flavorful, hot, and crunchy, and that's key. Okay, let's go on to the fish fingers. And this is great, folks. I'm not usually, whenever people do things with fish, they usually don't identify the fish. And so not any disrespect, but usually it can be tilapia, maybe catfish, or even something else very germane. And that's just not my style. But Michael assured me he uses a better quality of fish in all of his products. And this one, I believe, was mahi-mahi.
Yeah, this is mahi-mahi.
And that's a great concept coming out of Then tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea and specifically the batter and stuff we got on these fish fingers.
This was actually one thing that Kelly kind of brought to the table. He had this great...
All right.
He had a recipe for a beer batter. He wanted to do beer battered fish, and so I tried it once at his house, and I was like, this would be great in our fish tacos. And we actually worked, when we did the Food Network show, we worked with the chef. Oh, folks,
you hear that? He's bragging.
No, this is one thing that he helped us with. He helped us tweak our batter, our beer batter.
Tweak your batter, okay.
And I won't tell you what he did to it because I don't want to give away the secret. But he helped us, and it kind of has that kind of Jamaican flavor to the batter, and it's great. It's got a really good crunch. We serve it with the side of our honey ginger dipping sauce.
Right,
and he came up with he helped us. Chef Dave helped us with the presentation. And it's great. It's one of my favorite things on the menu.
Yeah, the dipping sauce is good, but it's a little sweet. But the ginger cuts out. But as far as I'm concerned, you don't need it. You really don't even need ketchup or anything. I see people putting ketchup on the side. It's so light. It really is good, and the taste of the fish is really flavorful. Very, very good. So I recommend that. With normally fried fish, I'm a little bit something. I don't really give you a lot of recommendations, as you know, on this show. But let's go on to another one, and this is Jamaican meat pies. I'm sure you'll recognize this in some form or fashion, different names, but really a great taste treat. Tell us what you do on these.
These are the Jamaican beef patties. We serve them 3 to an order. They've got a little kick to them, and since we're new, we've kind of been experimenting with how much kick they have. We're probably going to tone it down a little bit.
Okay.
But it's beef that we cook with some different spice. It's spiced beef.
Spiced beef, right.
And then we put it into our homemade pastry
puff
right
pastry,
there.
Right.
And it's got a little curry in the shell. It's kind of what makes it different than I'd say a lot of people probably think.
Okay, that's where
like
the flavor.
empanadas.
I was wondering how it gets to the actually curry is in the actual dough.
It's in the dough, a little bit in the dough, and a little bit in the meat.
And yeah, because I tasted in the meat, and I thought it was strictly from the meat, but maybe it's a little bit of both.
It's got a little bit in the shell, and then we serve it with the side of our queso.
Yeah, how did you decide on that dip? Because you thought it was spicy, you wanted to kind of soften it down with the cheese?
Yeah.
You say, once again, the dip was okay to me. I mean, some people love it, but I just, I don't think they need them. I think they're perfect in the way they are.
Yeah,
so.
they're good. They're real good. They've been a little spicy the last week, so we've been working on that. But some of our food has some spice to it, and then some of it.
But you don't want to cut it too down. Remember, New Orleans, even not just because it has the Jamaican influence, but New Orleans in itself we like our heat. So you tone it down too far, then you're going to get it so bland that people are going to say, it's just. They're going to be putting things on top of it to cover it up. Good. Okay, now let's take a couple of salads. He doesn't have any soups. I was a little disappointed there because your soup's my favorite, folks. But
those will start in the fall.
In the fall.
You'll have to come back in the fall. We were just trying to get our feet underneath us before we start
we understand. No apologies made, but that'll just enhance that great menu. Let's take a look at both of the salads that he does that we pictured for you, and really tasty. One, of course, today you have to have a tuna or a seared tuna salad. This one is quite tasty. Let's talk about it.
This is our mango and seared tuna salad. We've changed a little presentation. We took the bowl out and kind of formed the greens in the middle since you took the picture. But we fan out the tuna. It's seared rare, and then we serve on the tuna. There's a guava vinaigrette on the tuna, and then the greens are tossed with our lime vinaigrette, which is a very light vinaigrette on the greens. and it's mixed greens. We also have avocado in there and some diced mango.
Mango in
and
it, yeah.
some
You
red
see the little
pepper.
cubes of mango if you're looking from the aerial view. Yes, I noticed the citrus, on the dressing, which I love, because that to me, like I said, especially with salads, any part of the year, but especially now in the summer, extremely refreshing. And then the guava dipping on the is also good. I mean, I don't know if people know what guava tastes like, so you'll maybe have to experiment yourself. But it's so light, it's not something that overdoes the tuna. So go ahead.
I was going to say it's a very light summer salad.
Definitely. Not
We
to
have it
say
year round, but it's.
I think it's great all year round, but specifically in the summer, not only for the ladies and for us guys. I think it's a great deal to get through. Now, for those who have to have grilled chicken salad, you do a little similar, but different. Let's talk about that one.
This is the jerk chicken chop salad, and what we do is we have the mixed greens. We also have a papaya and avocado salad tossed in lime juice and some seasoning. And we put that salad on top of the greens, and then we have our jerk chicken, which we also serve throughout the menu. We have our jerk chicken on the side, and then the greens are tossed with the guava vinaigrette. And it just, when you eat a piece of the spicy chicken with some of the papaya and avocado, it tastes great. It goes really well together, balances it out together.
Well, jerk, for those who don't know, is a spicy treatment, so there is a heat level there. Now, again, I still don't think this is a killer heat. Whereas if you've been to maybe a smaller, truly Jamaican restaurant, they're going to knock your socks off. So you can't compare. Here we got apples and oranges, but this has got the flavor of jerk, so it has that heat, and as you said, quite balanced with the sweetness from the fruit and the citrus in the dressings.
I think one day we might get to a point where we can offer 2 levels of heat.
All right.
Because and have the killer Jamaican heat.
Jamaican heat.
Some people ask for it, man. And they want it hotter and hotter. And we make our own Jamaican pepper sauce for the tables. It's orange.
Oh yes, we didn't take a picture of that. What do you call? Y'all have a name for it?
It's called pawpaw sauce.
Pawpaw
and it's
sauce.
papaya. We
Real
use
Jamaican.
mirliton, carrots,
Real Jamaican name,
some
pawpaw.
habanero, and then we mix it with some brown sugar and vinegar and some honey to kind of balance it out. But that stuff, if you want the heat, we have it. You just got to ask for it. And
well, I didn't think you have to ask for it. On the table, it's in a little.
we do put it on the table. You're right.
Yeah, it's in a little. It's got a little container with napkins, and it's great. It looks like, don't confuse it with remoulade dressing. You put it on your salad.
It's fluorescent orange.
It's really got some spice to it. But again, it's still not the super heat of some of the things, but it's hot enough for most people. I mean, that one, I think, if you put that on it, you're really going to raise the level.
Most people don't appreciate the super heat.
No.
So we've had to tone it down a little. But
Well, that's the whole idea. The more you heat you eat, the more addicted you get, so it's never as hot as the first time you had it. But anyway, all right, so those are the salad. Now let's look at, before we go to the entrees, we actually want to go to, which can be eaten as an entree or an appetizer or any combination thereof. We want to go to the thing that inspired him the most, his original inspiration for the restaurants. And I'm calling them taquitos deliberately, but these are his tacos. And he mentioned that taquitos mean little tacos. So again, we're spoiled by some of the fast foods and some of the other Spanish or Mexican restaurants that will use big, full-size, usually store-bought tortillas as opposed to homemade tortillas. So these are going to be quality and flavorful as opposed to just quantity of tortilla. Now you have 5. We got 4 in this plate. We couldn't put all 5 for the sampler. So let's talk about, first of all, about your tortilla, and then we're going to go one by one. The director holds it on the plate, left from right, and we'll talk about the 4 here before we jump to the 5th one.
Okay. We use an authentic 4-inch corn tortilla. I think it gives it the most flavor. It helps bring out the flavor of the food the most without the kind of sweetness of the flour tortilla. These are 4 of them. On the right, we have the...
Well, we're going to start on the left.
We're going to start on the left. Okay, on the left, we have our kind of signature taco. It's our jerk chicken taco.
Okay, so that's the same jerk chicken we talked about in the salad. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you do anything different? Because it looks like there's some other things in there.
It's got some fresh mango on it, and we also douse it in the honey ginger dipping sauce. It goes well with the heat. And
so it's already got the honey and ginger sauce on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, with some fresh mango again. All right, that's your jerk chicken. So that's like a small relay of the salad we just had, but without the greens.
Yes, sir.
Again, let's take what's that middle one there?
The middle one is our Calypso beef. It's a island marinated skirt steak. So what it is, it has like a pineapple, soy, ginger kind of marinade to it. and then we marinate that overnight, and then we cook it on the grill, and then we chop it up, and we put a little of the mango avocado dip on top with a squeeze of our cilantro lime
And that's
sour
your
cream.
beef, right?
Yeah, that's our beef.
I'll tell you, this is, to me, they're all great, but this has got the super flavor.
Yeah, that's probably our most popular.
I mean, not
taco.
because of the avocado and the cream. I mean, just the beef itself.
Beef's great.
Exudes flavor, folks. So if you want to just try one of these, because you can buy them individually, and as long as you like to eat meat, of course, the beef is definitely the one. And it wasn't the one I thought, because it was another one I thought was going to be the best. But when we got to this plate here, the beef was absolutely superb. So definitely, if you want the most flavorful one, get 3 if you want of the same. But if not, best thing, of course, is mixing and matching like this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's move to the third position.
Third one is our Creole rib taco. This is
Creole rib taco.
We actually take our rib meat from the entrees, which is
We're going to talk about that C1 in a little bit. So what kind of ribs do you use?
We use pork spare ribs.
Pork spare ribs, okay. Can you
what
tell
we
us about
do
what
is
you do
we,
without
Yeah, we take we portion them out for the ribs, and then the parts that don't meet like a certain bone requirement or portion
Right.
won't look good on the plate. We actually pull the meat off, and then we shred it, and then we actually cook it down with some tomatoes and some peppers and some spices and a little barbecue and sauce. And we cook that down, and it kind of becomes like a kind of stewed taco rib meat.
It's almost like debris.
Yes, it is.
It's very much like
good.
debris, but with a different flavor than debris.
It's,
Right.
and then we throw a little fresh cilantro on top. So it's got a little tangy barbecue. It's got a little spice from the
Little bit of
serrano
everything.
peppers. Yeah, it's actually, that taco is how I got into tacos.
Oh, okay. No, I definitely agree, but I still think the one
The
that
Calypso
exudes the
beef
most
is
flavor
really
is the
good,
beef. All right, now the last one, which is probably the hardest to say because it's got a lot of the white on it. But let's
That's
go
our
ahead.
beer battered fish taco. It has the same beer batter and same mahi-mahi as the fish fingers.
As the fish fingers, mahi-mahi fish fingers.
And then we put our jalapeno, our light and kind of tangy jalapeno coleslaw on top, which has got like pickled jalapenos and pickled red onions in it.
That's delicious, folks. Because
And then that goes on top, and that taco actually was made for the pawpaw sauce. I mean, it just goes
Made
well
for
together.
pawpaw
You like spicy, use it.
But we didn't put it on because we didn't want to color it. But like I said, all you can do is grab a little bottle in the center of the table, that little orange stuff, put it on. But excellent, again, the fish, using that better grade fish and that light beer battering. You would think beer battering would make it very heavy, folks. Just the opposite. It comes out very, very light, which really lets the flavor of the fish come out instead of overpowering.
It's got a good crunch to it, too.
Very
I think
good
a lot of
crunch.
people
Very
appreciate.
good crunch. Okay, now let's look at the fifth type, and this is the one I had individually because I thought it was going to be the best one. We have a separate one. Hopefully, the director going to bring it up, and this is your brisket taco. Is that right?
Yeah, this is the brisket.
Tell us a little bit about that one. How it differs
We
from the
slow
other.
cook the brisket in the mornings. We roast it, and then we actually, once it starts falling apart, we take it, and that's when we kind of chop it up some more and get ready for service. And then when we actually serve the brisket, we put the chimichurri sauce on it. Chimichurri sauce is like an Argentinian marinade. It's got some olive oil, a little sherry vinegar, some lemon juice, and some fresh herbs. And we put that sauce on it. It's kind of like an Argentinian pesto. And we put that across it, and then we give it a little sweetness with our barbecue sauce.
So again, you got a lot of stuff going on here, folks. And again, very, very flavorful. So I was real pleased with it. But I was just ranking. I still think that beef, if you want to try one and you want meat as opposed to the fish, start with that beef one. Now, folks, I understand we've got someone on the line nice enough to give us a call. Who's calling and from what area of the city, please, sir?
This is Chris, and I'm calling from the UPTOWN area.
Okay. And what's your question?
I wanted to know where is his restaurant, and is the restaurant wheelchair accessible for disabled people?
Okay. It is on Magazine Street between Louisiana and Washington. The exact address, tell us again.
3128th Street?
And the corner of the side street, it's on the corner.
Yeah.
On the riverside. What's this?
Corner of Magazine and 9th.
And 9th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Magazine and 9th. It's on the riverside. Now, he did ask a question with regard to access for disabilities.
We have a ramp in the back.
Okay.
And we also could help any disabled person
Right.
get in through the side, the 9th Street entrance.
Yeah, the front has just one step.
Yeah.
But he does have a ramp on. Is it on the side toward the back?
It's actually in the back,
Okay.
but on the 9th Street entrance, we can actually help people get in the side door right there.
So if you want to be independent, go up your ramp. That would be in the rear of the restaurant. But if you looking for a little assistance, you can certainly go through the corner side street entrance. Okay.
Okay. One more question.
Certainly, go ahead.
Okay. What time do he open and what time do he close?
Okay, he's closed, first of all day on Monday, so don't go on Monday, all right?
Okay.
He's open on Tuesday through Sunday with a little different hours, open all the way through. So once he opens, he doesn't close till he's finished. And let's go over those hours again, Michael.
11 to 10 o'clock during the week.
11 to 10 a.m., that's Tuesday through Saturday?
Tuesday through
to
Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday we stay open an extra hour till 11.
11 to 11 on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah,
and
on Sunday we close at 9 p.m.
11 to 9. So, I mean, unless you're really a late night person on the weeknights or Sundays, you better make it. Okay?
Okay, thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Give him a try next time you're out dining, okay?
I will.
Good deal.
Definitely will.
All righty,
Bye.
thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead. Now let's take a look at some of the entrees before we turn it over to our musician again. I think first entree, the first day I went was a wonderful glazed shrimp. I don't know, was it shrimp kebab? Was it on skewer or not?
It's the jumbo shrimp. We skewer it and then we
I hate
glaze
to call it
it.
kebab, but I mean,
We glaze it with the rum chili glaze.
So these are grilled shrimp. And it's served. Now these are some of the I don't know if we can see it that well, but aren't these the vegetables you talked about?
Yeah, these are our jerked veggies. We call them the roasted veggies.
Let's go. Which type ones do you have in case? Because like I say, they are hidden a lot by the shrimp.
Side items. We have a coconut mango rice. We also have a jerk.
We'll see that in an upcoming entree.
Jerk vegetable medley.
And what is in the vegetable medley?
We have zucchini, yellow squash, carrots, red onions, red bell peppers.
Great.
And there was mushrooms in it. I don't see them in that picture.
There you go, vegetarians. We have vegetarians who
You could also get that in a taco, too.
I was about to say, that would make a great taco for a vegetarian. So don't hesitate, even though we've shown you 5, to ask the waiter or waitress to try something different. That would really be good. Okay, and one other side you have?
We have, start next week, we'll have Cuban black beans with some pork and some chorizo, I'm sorry. And then we also have a side of fried sweet plantains.